Movies based on time manipulation need to be really fucking smart. The method of manipulation and the character's motivations need to be made perfectly clear by the halfway point. And I'm not saying you have to spell shit out literally for everybody, but you have to make your movie make fucking sense. Guess the fuck what? Happy Death Day was described by critics as Groundhog Day meets Scream, which is pretty accurate. If you've never seen Scream or Groundhog Day, go fuck yourself. Unfortunately, both of those movies actually make sense, and the more you look at Happy Death Day, the more annoying its problems become.
Oh, hey, you're up. I wasn't sure if you wanted to sleep in or not, so.
Am I in a dorm room?
Yeah.
It's my birthday. 36 seconds between opening her eyes and her alarm going off. It's a time-based movie, so yes, it matters.
Where are my clothes?
On the dresser.
Bit of a drinker, huh?
Don't know if you remember my name or not. Pretty wasted last night.
Tylenol.
What?
My head is killing me. Do you have any Tylenol?
Yes.
Get it? Killing her? Because the movie's about... Never mind, it's not that funny, actually.
Not a word of this to anyone. Got it?
Yeah. Sure.
Dude, you hit that flying vagina or what?
This is Bit Part Roommate. He just opened the door 69 seconds after Tree's alarm went off. Yes, again, it's important. They set up a bunch of other beats on her walk of shame back to her sorority, but I'm not gonna bother with all of it. When she arrives home, her roommate Lori fills her in.
I totally embarrassed myself last night.
Not at all. Unless you consider dancing on a table, starting 2 fights, and barfing pretzel chunks all over the bar embarrassing.
Please tell me you're kidding.
Yeah, sounds hilarious.
Oh, crap. So late for class.
Yeah, getting blackout drunk on a school night tends to be a stupid fucking move.
Did you really think you could keep it a secret from me?
How did you find out?
Driver's license?
Creepy. And look who's saying that.
What'd you wish for?
A new roommate.
Lunch. I made that from scratch.
Sorry, too many carbs. Toodles.
What a bitch. Just what an inconsiderate, rude as shit bitch. But ain't that the point? Start one of them, character redemption arcs, just like in, No, that's not the fucking point. Groundhog Day was in fact about watching a guy become a better person, but this is only supposed to be about a chick not wanting to die. Anyway, Tree gets to class late, makes eyes at her teacher, and they didn't want to write that scene, so fuck it, moving on.
Get your school spirit on before the big game. 10% off with your student ID.
Okay.
You know, not every joke in a comedy is necessarily going to work, and that's okay. But I cannot stress this enough. A university mascot being a fucking cartoon baby is not funny. It's fucking weird. And not funny weird, fucking stupid weird.
What's wrong?
Oh, I don't know. What's wrong, Tree?
Nothing.
Except for that cat lady buffet you just dumped at our table.
And is that chocolate milk I see?
I miss breakfast.
What is breakfast, Becky?
But then I guess everyone in this is a cartoon.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, too. Look, I was bringing you this back. Sorry, I didn't know where you lived. Yeah. I'm sorry again about the mess.
What a douchebag.
Returning her bracelet makes him a douchebag? I prefer to focus on, I don't know where you live, so I guess my plan was to wander campus all day with your bracelet in hopes that you appeared. Tree then goes to the university hospital and bumps into Lori again.
Look, Tree, it's none of my business, but I think something like this is bound to have some pretty serious consequences.
You're right. It is none of your business.
You're right. It is none of your business.
Ma'am, it's almost like you've seen this before. She's at the hospital, of course, for a tryst with the professor that didn't get a scene earlier.
I have patience.
I'm losing mine.
And now she's rapey. Fantastic.
Hey, sweetie.
What's with the door?
Oh, stupid thing got jammed.
And a homewrecker. This little lady's busy as hell. Boy, is she.
What time are you going to the party tonight?
I don't know. Later.
She partied until she was blackout drunk last night, complained about the hangover this morning, was informed of the social and property damages that she caused, and now she plans to do it all again tonight. So she's a raging alcoholic on top of being a marriage-ruining phony cunt. Fantastic. On her way to said party, she walks through a group of people, not noticing the one dressed like a serial killer that stops to watch her. She then comes to a tunnel and finds a music box in the center playing the Happy Birthday song. I fucking hate this fucking music box.
Okay, you guys are hilarious. You can come out now.
Who is she talking to? No clue. Just seemed like a good spot for some more worn-out garbage dialogue cliches, I guess.
Yo, I think your friends went the other way.
You didn't look at any of those people. You would have no reason to say that.
Look, weirdo, I'm not scared. Why don't you go try this with one of the heifers at Delta Gamma? They're into cosplay.
That moment right there is actually a perfect representation of this entire film experience. Movie makes a lame joke. Audience stares in silence, wondering if that was really it.
I'm not scared. Why don't you go try this with one of the heifers at Delta Gamma? They're into cosplay.
Uncanny. Now something extra irritating happens.
Okay, I'm calling the cops.
Hey, how did the music box get wound up again? That is an excellent fucking question, Eustace. She then runs and trips, and the killer teleports behind her. killer magic, then? You just wait.
Oh, hey, you're up. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted to sleep in or not, so.
And now the premise has just been established. Tree gets killed and immediately wakes up at 9 a.m. that day as if it never happened. And look at that! Instead of waking up 36 seconds before the stupid phone alarm, she wakes up 11 seconds before the stupid phone alarm. And no, in a movie about repeating specific events on a specific day, a 20-second miscalculation by the production is not fucking nitpicking. Which means they've just simultaneously introduced and fucked up the very first daily repeat.
Oh, my head is killing me. Do you have any Tylenol?
Oh, yes.
It's over there.
It's like you've been here before.
Eerie. And bit part roommate shows up 21 seconds later than last time. I wonder why they had that kid burst into the room if they weren't going to be precise about it. I wonder that as well, Eustace. Tree does her walk of shame again, seeing all the beats play out just as before, and when her roommate hands her the cupcake, how does she handle it this time?
I gotta go. But you didn't even blow out the candle.
So when she's rattled by a paranormal phenomenon, she's actually a more respectful human being. And at the house meeting, Carter breaks the whole damn thing.
I'm sorry about all this.
Hey,
What?
My bracelet.
Oh. And I'm sorry again about, the mess.
Wasn't bringing her the bracelet the whole reason he approached her? Yes, it was! There was no reason for him to forget why he came and walk away without handing it over. So not only are they forgetting what time things happened in their time movie, they can't quite keep it straight which characters should decide to do different things. Back at home, instead of doing her nails, this time she's watching a video from a birthday with her parents. But she blows off a call from her dad, so I guess it wasn't that sentimental. So, that's not the guy that kills her? Nope. Just a weird, ogling creep. Okay. But the music box is still there. What does it mean? It means the person we just found out isn't the killer isn't the killer. I never saw it coming. Taking the omen, Tree takes a different route to the frat house, but finds it completely dark.
The hell, Tree?
You don't know how a fucking surprise party works? Hey everyone, let's invite our friend to a party and then pretend we aren't there. And then when she gets here, we'll surprise her by having the party we told her to come to. How are these kids in college? I don't fucking know! So the dumbass she clocked invites her to his room, which ends up being just as loud and annoying as the rest of the party when the real stupid baby slasher comes out of the closet and kills him. No, not dumbass.
We like him so much.
Then, after somehow not noticing the dead body, Tree notices the dead body and after a struggle gets killed by a broken bong.
Marijuana.
That's the joke.
And I don't know if you remember my name or not. You were
Pretty wasted.
Yeah.
And your name's Carter.
Yeah.
And we've never met before.
I mean, no, not until last night.
Oh my God, this is a nightmare.
I'm sorry. You were the one that wanted to come home with me.
Dude, did you hit that fine for John?
No, I'm not going to time how badly off the events are anymore, but that one was pretty bad. Bit part roommate simply would not have been there already, so let's all just agree that this shit is sloppy as... shit. Anyway, now in panic mode, Tree blitzes past the beat squad and has a tender moment with Lori.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. I don't know what's happening to me. Look, I know this isn't gonna make any sense, but I have already lived through this day. Twice.
No, you have not. You have twice been killed before the day ended.
Why don't you skip class? Just take the day off and get some rest. I promise you, you'll feel better tomorrow. Okay?
So then we skip the entire day and find Tree fortifying her bedroom.
So you get in here now, asshole.
The killer has not tried to get into your bedroom. That line makes no sense. On her nightstand, she finds a birthday card that threatens to kill her, and then her TV shuts itself off. And when she hears a noise in the bathroom, it suddenly turns itself back on.
Nope, more paranormal activity.
It sure is, because we have to assume that before boarding up the window and shouting out,
Tree, why is the door locked?
I just need some alone time.
she did actually make sure she was alone in the room, which means when the TV pops on and distracts her, and the killer appears behind her in the bathroom, it's paranormal as fuck. Which would make sense because, you know, time loops are pretty paranormal to begin with.
Why do I feel like you are setting up a reveal that it's not a paranormal killer?
Don't get ahead of me. Anyway, Tree is now having a proper meltdown, as one surely fucking would at this point, and when Carter comes to bring the stuff she left in his room, she tells him about her problem.
Assuming that I believe any of this is even remotely possible, there has to be a reason you're stuck in this day. Okay? Out of all the days of your life, what makes this day special? What gives this day meaning?
Nothing.
It's your birthday?
Yeah.
Hello?
So, birthdays are just excuses to, like, eat cake and open presents and shit. There's no real meaning behind a
No,
birthday.
it's symbolic, okay? Whoever's killing you knows it's your birthday.
No shit. She found a threatening birthday card last time, but the killer simply knowing it's her birthday is not a reason to be repeating the day every time she's killed.
Well, unless he's saying the killer is causing the do-overs. Like the feller wants to kill the girl over and over.
But that would suggest some sort of deep-seated rage that the killer holds over some overwhelmingly personal issue with our protagonist.
And we ain't getting one. Damn it.
All right, look. Give me a list of names of everybody who knows it's your birthday and whoever's trying to kill you.
Dude, I think the point is she doesn't know who's trying to kill her.
That can't have been how that line was supposed to go.
Well, thanks to my sorority, pretty much the entire school knows it's my birthday. God, they're throwing me this stupid surprise party tonight. I mean, it literally could be anyone.
I mean, who has motive?
One, she's a mean girl in a sorority. Everyone on Earth has motive. Two, it's not a fucking surprise party.
Maybe it's Danielle.
Right?
Apparently I made out with some guy she liked right in front of her last night.
Oh. Must have been before we met. Busy night?
Okay, mister, I'm gonna take this drunk girl home and take advantage of her, don't judge.
For the record, I didn't take advantage of you last night, okay? I slept on Ryan's bed.
So, we didn't have...
No, you were wasted last night. You know, I was afraid you were gonna fall or choke on your own vomit like Janis Joplin.
One, I think Danielle is either a sorcerer or a mad scientist who trapped me in a time loop so she could murder me for infinity because I kissed a boy she likes. 2,
what were we...
Suspects.
Right, suspects.
I suddenly have romantic feelings for you because you didn't date rape me.
Well, you gotta respect a lady with standards.
The way I see it is you have unlimited amount of lives, so you have unlimited opportunities to solve your own murder.
So I'm just supposed to keep dying until I figure out who my killer is? That's your genius plan.
It's always interesting to hear a movie condescend to its own premise. So, in a montage of detective work, Tree starts spying on the movie's red herrings, and the instant she sees it's not Tim, the killer is right there, and kills her. It's not the professor's wife, and then she's killed. She sees Danielle drop the black birthday card envelope and accuses her of being the killer, and then...
I'm gonna kill you!
Danielle wasn't the killer?
Nope.
Well, then why did she have the birthday card?
Oh, Eustace. You may as well be asking why she's carrying it instead of just giving it to her, since it ends up on Tree's nightstand later anyway. There is no reason given, and they never bring it up again.
But if Danielle's not the killer, and the bus wasn't being driven by the killer, that means that Tree starts the day again, even if she dies by accident.
Correct. In fact, having a psycho stalker on the loose actually doesn't really factor in the big picture anymore. The day resets no matter how she dies.
Well, are
They are never going to discuss this element in the slightest.
Of course.
And my favorite part of the montage is the last bit. Tree, waiting behind a real tree, jumps out and attacks someone minding their own business. Then the killer steps up from exactly where Tree had been facing and apparently kills her with a single blow. So this killer either knows every step Tree is taking to the nanosecond in order to follow her and hide right in front of her face, or is actually teleporting to wherever Tree is at the easiest moment to strike her dead.
Oh, hey, you're up.
Oh, hey! Now you're doing the wake-up scene out of order.
I don't know if you remember my name or not. You know, you were pretty wasted last night. But I'm Carter. Are you okay?
Never better.
But then Bit Part roommate bursts in and she collapses on him, waking up in the hospital.
What day is it?
It's Monday.
What's the date?
It's the 18th. Oh, we've been trying to get in contact with your parents, but for some reason there's...
Jeez, can I help you?
Damn, even the doctors teleport in this universe.
And since that power outage happens every night right before she goes to the not surprise party, that means that she woke up, collapsed, and was unconscious all day until like 11 p.m. Which means the killer, who's hiding their identity, really wants Tree to see them coming.
We just got these back from imaging, and these are signs of major trauma. Given the severity of the scar tissue and the size of the lesions, this is going to sound crazy, but technically, you should be dead.
Now, just to clarify, is he saying that the wounds that caused that sort of scar tissue should have killed her before they healed? Or that she has so much scar tissue her organs shouldn't be able to function and he can't explain why she's alive?
What makes you think they're ever going to clarify anything?
Hey, what are you doing?
I need to get out of here.
No way, no. You need to stay here for
If I
observation.
don't get out of here, I'm gonna die. I
Tree,
need to go.
Tree, shh.
You had all fucking day to die! This is apparently the safest place in the world! So naturally, when Dr. Butler isn't looking, she steals his car keys and runs away like an idiot.
Tree, it's okay. It's okay. It's just me.
All day, lying prone in a hospital bed. And now that she can run, the idiot decides to come get her. And then manages to lose her in the parking garage.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
No, it fucking doesn't! And when the killer finds her in Butler's car, she succeeds in driving away unscathed.
Well, if he can teleport into her bathroom and all that, why doesn't he just blip into the back seat?
Oh, they do one better. Having escaped the villain, she gets pulled over for speeding and tries to get arrested.
Ma'am, are you under the influence of alcohol or any other controlled substance?
If I am, does that mean that you're going to arrest me and lock me in a jail cell?
That's how it usually works.
I'm drunk.
Then I'm gonna put you under arrest.
Good idea.
It's really not.
Thank you!
All units, we've got a wait. 7 at University Hospital. Suspect is
See? Instead of teleporting into the back seat, which would be stupid, the killer teleported across town, stole a car, drove to the exact point where they knew Tree had just been pulled over, and mowed down the officer mid-arrest.
Oh.
All while wearing that stupid fucking mask. How the fuck can they drive like that?
Oh, shit!
If you scrape a quarter panel, your gas tank will fire hose its contents into the street. Drive safe, kids.
Oh, fuck.
So every time she gets murdered, she wakes up with scar tissue.
Yep, but only on the inside, because if she doesn't stay beautiful on the outside, she might as well just stay dead.
So right now, all of her internal organs are burnt to a crisp.
Well, according to the moronic crap they established right before they blew her up, yes. But since they never advanced this idiotic concept, you might as well just fucking forget they ever said it. They sure do. And since she gets up and doesn't collapse, it seems incineration fucking cured her accrued scar tissue and she's just fucking fine again. Also, this time Carter walks out with her.
Wait, you literally think you're reliving the same day?
Yep.
And somebody kills you?
Yep, again.
Unless you die by accident. Oh, and her dad tries to insert his subplot into the movie again, but Tree doesn't care.
It's your dad. You wanna get that?
I couldn't bear the thought of sitting through another uncomfortable celebration while we both pretend that everything is awesome.
Are you closer with your mom?
Was?
What happened? Oh, she...
Yeah, 3 years ago. We actually shared the same birthday, though.
Seriously? That's crazy.
And so now you're like, well, hey, maybe her dead mother is manipulating space-time from an ethereal plane to help her daughter survive the day, right? Well, why the fuck would her mother reset everything except her internal organs?
Oh, it's funny. You relive the same day over and over again. you kind of start to see who you really are. If my mom saw me now, you know, who I've become, I don't think she'd be very proud.
Don't say that.
It's true. I'm not a good person, Carter.
I gotta be honest, darling. I don't recall a single moment where you gained any self-awareness. What do they call that?
Character development?
Yeah, none of that.
And even if there had been, it took a cosmic phenomenon for you to realize that being a selfish bitch isn't nice?
Well, look, I don't know you all that well, but it's never too late to change. I mean, especially if what you're saying is true. Each new day it's a chance to be somebody better.
See, that's just it. I don't think I have that many chances left. I keep on getting weaker every time I come back. And maybe I'm like that cat with 9 lives. Eventually, I'm gonna run out.
And there it is! The single stupidest line I have ever heard in a movie that real people claim to like. I'm afraid that if I keep getting killed, I might fucking die. So let's gloss over how completely brainless that is by shoving some exposition in the audience's face.
Toombs was the subject of a nationwide manhunt that ended after a 5-month pursuit across 4 state lines that left 6 female victims. Authorities are still not sure if Toombs is responsible for the murder of more than a dozen other victims he's claimed to have buried across the vast deserts of Arizona.
He's been here the whole time.
What?
Tree! Oh! There just so happens to be a wounded serial killer in the university hospital, and he's going to teleport to wherever you happen to be tonight and murder you. With no motivation other than you are a young white woman, this person is going to don a humiliating mask and power through a gunshot wound to seek you out at all unrealistic costs and put you down.
Sounds legit.
No, it fucking doesn't! So she runs to the hospital and sees the cop on duty enter Toombs' room, then breaks out the fire axe because it's there, I guess. There's blood spatter on the glass, but the cop is clear on the other side of the room, which makes all the sense there is.
He has a gun! He has a gun!
Hey, he does have a gun. If this fella escapes the same way every time, why hasn't he always had that cop's gun? And why would he take the mask off?
No, the question is, why was he wearing it at all? He's already a known entity. It's not like they're gonna say, hey, Toombs escaped, and then some guy dressed just like him but wearing a dumbass baby mask also ran off. I wonder if they know each other.
You know, for a guy who kills a certain type, he sure will kill whoever's in front of him.
Well, he is an idiot. As demonstrated when she runs away and he chases her through the building instead of making a fucking getaway.
There's nowhere to hide, little girl!
Carter. I'd always said this day he's gone forever.
Plus that cop and the nurse you got killed. But Carter's important to you, and that's what really matters. So she appears at the top of the bell tower because she can teleport too, apparently, and has a bell rope wrapped around her neck.
See you soon, asshole.
So she thinks killing the killer will end the reset, even though the reset happens even when the killer doesn't kill her.
Yep. And since she hasn't lived 24 hours past waking up in Carter's bed, that is kind of a baseless theory. In fact, I'd like to see her simply avoid getting killed for a full day to actually see what would happen. If she resets right at 9 a.m., then at least she'd know she's trapped in that period and she wouldn't accrue any of that internal damage that doesn't actually matter. For all we know, she'd just keep living another 60 years, happy and fruitful, totally fulfilled until she fades away, surrounded by family when the brain cancer finally wins. And then she wakes up in Carter's dorm room because dying at literally any time resets the cycle. Now that would be a horror story. Not to mention, she doesn't know suicide is an acceptable term for the time loop, but lucky for her, the script is kinda lazy. This puts her in such a good mood, she's now a completely changed woman, compassionate and friendly and what the fuck ever else. Apologizing to Lori for being a garbage roommate, and pulling Dr. Butler out of his class to break up with him in the hallway.
I never should have started seeing you. It was wrong. And Anyway, I can't change what I've done, but I can start trying to be a better person today.
1. Interrupting his class so that you can feel good about taking the moral high ground is, oddly enough, incredibly fucking selfish. 2. The whole I can't change the past but I can be better now speech doesn't really fit here. Maybe save that cliche for when you apologize to his wife.
What lame little self-help book did you get that from?
You know what? You have a wife who loves you so much. So if you can't be faithful to her, at least have the balls to leave.
Again, no moral high ground, homewrecker. You're only breaking off your illegal teacher fucking because you found some fresh meat.
Hey, Tree. Hey, just, went by to...
I have to run, but what are you doing later tonight?
Nothing.
Do you want to take me out for my birthday?
All right, yeah.
A manic stranger he rescued last night because he feared she might literally drink herself to death? Sounds like a date. And remember that subplot about blowing off her dad for birthday lunch? Of course you don't. It's fucking pointless. Here it is.
This day is really hard for me. And, I miss Mom. And I guess I thought that if I avoided all of it, if I avoided you, that somehow it would be easier. But it's not. It's been so much worse. All of this running and hiding has made me so miserable.
So, your mom died 3 years ago, and you never dealt with it because...
Well, if they tell us that, then they might have to tell us how and why her mother died in the first place. And hell if they're gonna give us that kind of detail. So yeah, she became a mean girl because her mom died. Makes perfect sense. Anyway, none of this dead mom shit actually mattered to the story, so let's get to Tree's last battle with Tombs.
Stay calm. I need you to stand up.
So it is official. Everyone can fucking teleport.
Yeah, that was just dumb.
Okay. Turn around. I need you to listen to me. He's going to escape.
We can talk about this. Just put the gun down.
He's going to escape. Go get help. Go!
This is why, in reality, they post more than one officer to guard people like Tombs.
Well, why didn't she just claim to have family on the same floor? You know, fake a panic attack and ask the guy to double check the feller's restraints.
Why do all that when you could point through the glass at the fact that his restraints are fucking undone?
I know you're not asleep. Open your eyes.
Safety's on, little girl.
So her plan was to blow his brains out in his hospital bed so it would look like he was not about to escape. So it would look like a murder and not self-defense.
No, her plan was to sneak into the room all quiet like, then announce herself, then shoot him in the head so it wasn't self-defense.
Real nice surprise. You coming to visit me like this?
Yeah, I can see why he was in the hospital.
Hey, buddy, where's your mask?
Hey! Safety's off. Thanks for the tip.
So, not a sound when she scrambled from a pile of broken glass and scurried around the man 2 feet in front of her?
And what the hell was he looking at?
Hey!
How long do you need to scan a square yard of tile floor to notice there's not an adult woman on it?
Did you ever figure out how Toombs got free?
No. No one knows.
It's kind of like Houdini.
And there's no scene with police, like, asking questions? No. And she blows out the candle and the movie refuses to fucking end, with Tree going all frantic yet again and Lori trying to calm her down with her offering.
Tree, look. Happy birthday.
Thanks, but I already ate it last night. I died in my sleep. You poisoned it.
Wait, really?
Just hang on. This reveal is amazing.
But I never ate it before. So you had to find another way. And then Toombs fell right into your lap. You knew that if he escaped, everyone would assume that he killed me. But it was always you.
But how would she know if she died in her sleep?
The answer is, she wouldn't. But this is the real climax now, so of course she's just magically right.
You really are crazy.
Okay, then. We'll take it down to the police. I'm sure they can tell us what your little birthday treat is made of.
So, Lori poisoned a cupcake, and when that didn't work, she used her student nurse position to steal knockout drugs, gain access to a high-profile guarded prisoner, bring a duffel bag in with her, put the mask on his unconscious person, undo his restraints, and let him wake up to hopefully keep the mask on while he murders the officer on duty so he can escape and continue his murder spree, so she could wear a similar mask at some random time after the known criminal's escape and murder Tree.
Well, that sounds like quite a leap for a person to take.
Boy, it sure does.
What the hell? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because you wouldn't stop sleeping with him.
But... Gregory?
They just kept choosing you over me. Guess all you wanted was a cheap slut like you.
So her motivation to kill Tree is her anger at Dr. Butler for banging Tree instead of banging her. She even calls Tree a cheap slut, which is fine because Tree is Butler's side piece. But since Butler is married, if she was Butler's side piece, she would be a cheap slut. And just like her battle with Toombs, she has an all-out brawl with Laurie.
I keep on getting weaker every time I come back.
Oh my god, you guys, she's so weak. Anyway, Laurie's dead, but the police don't do anything in this movie, so Tree is at a diner now.
This local or national?
Hey, Dad. Dad. Dad, no. Dad, I'm fine. I promise. Yeah. I'm just a little scratched up. Okay. I'll see you soon. I love you too. Bye.
Wow! Glad that relationship was a thing in this movie.
You know what your little scenario reminds me of?
What? What's that?
Groundhog Day. The movie Groundhog Day? With Bill Murray?
Who's Bill Murray?
He's been world famous for 40 years. Shut the fuck up! Everything about this movie is perfectly fine until you take 5 seconds to fucking think about it. It's Happy Death Day because she dies on her birthday, but then she's reborn on her birthday. But it being her birthday doesn't have anything to do with it except it's symbolic of absolutely nothing. And the thing about her hating her birthday was entirely fucking pointless. Talking to her dad had no effect on the story whatsoever. Laurie didn't have any special attachment to the date, and Tree already wouldn't have eaten Laurie's cupcake because she's an unrealistic bitch and the stupid cliche of sorority girls not eating snacks.
Laurie's little plot was super lame. Poisoning a cupcake? Really? We're Kappas. We don't eat cupcakes.
And speaking of Laurie, if she was driven to murder Tree out of jealousy to get her away from Dr. Butler, why didn't she murder Mrs. Butler first? She was a lot closer to him than Tree, and why the fuck would she murder Dr. Butler himself? Why would she not just incapacitate him to get to Tree so that she still had a chance to win him over? And if that was Toombs, it still makes no sense for him to be wearing the mask at all, and why would he bother killing a doctor? And the very possibility of Toombs killing Butler means that Laurie's entire plan is the dumbest thing in the fucking universe. Because why would she intentionally release a bloodthirsty maniac in the same building as the man she's allegedly obsessed with? And speaking of him, even if there are 2 killers running around every night, only one of them would be dedicated to hunting down Tree. Toombs, like any good serial killer, would be getting the fuck out of Dodge. Laurie is then graced with teleportation and omniscience to be able to locate and reach Tree in every different scenario, all of which are a fuck ton more violent and outlandish than a simple poisoning. And speaking of that, much like any plot point in this thing, they never say what the poison is. We can guess it's tasteless and odorless, but it must be something easily detectable because the threat of forensic testing is what caused Laurie to drop the act. So what the fuck does a student nurse have access to that is tasteless, odorless, and will kill you in your sleep without pain or seizure waking you up, and can be lethal with a dose small enough to enter a cupcake and not be obvious as shit?
Oh, don't forget your music box.
Oh, the fucking music box! So this stupid fucking thing is in the middle of this tunnel. Look at this tunnel! What is the fucking point? It's not even being used as bait to make Tree stop walking. Laurie waits for Tree to exit the far side to attack her, which she was going to do anyway. And there's that moment after it stops that it starts itself again. What is that? And then in the next scenario, Tree walks away from the tunnel, but Laurie magically knows which bedroom closet to hide in, but doesn't set up the music box. And doesn't set it up in the scenario where Tree stays home. In fact, it's never fucking seen again. Why the fuck did you give this thing such cinematic ethereal importance if it didn't actually fucking have any? Which, to be honest, really sums up this entire fucking film. Hey guys, look at our supernatural horror film where we tell you things are important, but never explain a fucking thing cause we don't have a thing to fucking say.
Oh, don't you have like a catchphrase or something?
Oh, right. Tad, why would you buy this? Okay, real quick now. Lori's original plan was to poison Tree first thing in the morning, which means she would have felt the effects on campus, which is connected to a hospital. So she could have sought medical treatment and survived and then exposed the poisoning plot, damning Lori right the fuck away. And if she died on campus, a young, healthy college student just drops the fuck dead for seemingly no reason, they're gonna do an autopsy and they're gonna find the only thing in her stomach was fucking poisoned. So in both directions, Lori's plan is fucking stupid as shit.
Young Doc's about to start.
Yeah, I'll be right there. I just gotta feed the cat. Oh, and last thing. The day she was in the hospital, Lori clearly had easier access to her than to a guarded fucking prisoner. So why didn't she sneak in and fill her with fucking cupcake poison right the fuck then? It would have saved everything.
You're missing it.
Yes, I'm coming.